Just to be close to you. Come on, sing it like you mean it. Just to be close to you. To the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Just to be close to you. Hey, here's my desire. Everybody sing it. Just to be close to you. Hey, just to be close to you. Hey, just to be close to you. Here's my desire. Just to be close to you. Hey, just to be close to you.
You are listening to Bitter Cup Media, where inspired, controversial conversation matters. Your broadcast will begin in less than 2 minutes. We thank you for joining, and remember, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another.
Yeah, but I trust him. I'll trust in the Don't talk about and misunderstood. Yes, I've been lied on. But still, we've been made. Endure for a night. But I'm glad. I still enjoy. After all, I still have my joy. Everybody say, oh. The world didn't give it to you. This joy, the world can't take it away. Say, hey, have your hands up. Here we go. After all that I've been through, I still have joy. Hey, still, I still have joy. Still, I still have joy.
Good evening. I'm Carol Mayete from that OAKLAND, and you're listening to Issues After Dark with Donna and Dion.
Because the nighttime is the right time to have inspiring, controversial conversations that matter. It's time for Issues After Dark with your hosts, Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Issues After Dark is a deeper dive in today's breaking news, trending social media, and pop culture from a biblical perspective. Gather your thoughts, get your questions ready. Your hosts, Donna and Dion, will be taking your calls via the Bitter Cup Media Zoom line, as well as interacting with your social media commentary regarding today's topics. And now, Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans.
What's going on? Tuesday night, episode 79, Issues After Dark with your host, Donna Williams and your big brother, Deion Evans.
Hey.
And we got it pretty lined up today. A lot going on. A lot has happened.
Yeah.
A lot has been going down since the last time we was together and since we posted what we'd be talking about today. Donna, the president, former president of the
Yes.
United States of America, has been indicted for a third time. And this time by the Department of Justice.
Uh-oh.
They ain't playing with this dude.
Yeah, it's not going to stop him from doing what he does, though.
Oh, I don't know. Well, we talked about this. And I
Yeah.
told you, if you're going to indict him, remember we argued for this.
Right.
I did.
You did.
I said, if you're going to indict him now.
Yeah.
So that there could be a trial. Thumbs up, thumbs down, guilty or innocent or, hey, whatever. But don't get deep into the election run. Then all of a sudden you want to start indicting him.
Right.
But new polls came out.
And
half the country is prepared to put him back in. I'm telling you, Donna.
what a surprise.
Not at all.
No,
Not to me.
it's not a surprise.
You remember what I said? I made a
did you
prediction
say?
on this already.
What did you say?
My prediction is if Donald Trump is not incarcerated, if Donald Trump is not found guilty before election day,
yeah.
he will be returning to the White House as the president of the United States of America. Remember, people were like, no, this can't.
Yeah.
No, he will.
They said that last time. No.
What would be crazy?
What?
What would be crazy and totally American is for him to be going to trial, running for president, win the presidency, and then be found guilty. What do you do?
Does the
And watch
Constitution
this,
cover
Donna.
that? What?
If he wins the presidency before a verdict is reached,
Oh.
can the trials be stopped? Because now he would be a sitting president. Can you go back 4 years?
Gosh.
I guess this is what I'm asking. What took the Department of Justice so long? We're now in the second half of Biden's presidency, and Trump has had the headlines more than Biden
Yeah.
during Biden's presidency. This is crazy.
This is America.
We've never been in anything like this. This
a hot
is
mess.
but this is American. We do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And remember, this guy's not a politician. He became one out of pure entertainment reasons. And yet now the department, so he's been indicted in New York. The DA of New York, that brother said, look, man, I ain't waiting on the rest of y'all. I'm indicting him now, and I'm going to indict him on defrauding the government. Then he got indicted on this classified document.
Yeah.
Of which yesterday, another one of his people was added to the indictment because they had knowledge that he was told that the boss said erase the tapes.
Gosh.
Which then added a count or two to Trump. Because it means he willfully knew he was stealing stuff, stuff that was not supposed to be in his possession. And then today he gets indicted by the DOJ on the January 6th insurrection. He gets indicted on that stuff today. And we're still waiting on an indictment out of Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia still wants him for interfering in their election. I just need you to find me the votes. These are the votes I need. Find them. And then you have the electoral folks that decided to create fake electoral slates and send them to Congress to create confusion. Now all of those people are being indicted. There's a lot of indictments around this guy.
There is no integrity in his camp.
I mean, you understand
And people are saying, let's have a president that has no integrity.
that, but that's America. You know, that's America. America is big on stuff like that. America is big on stuff like, remember when you just liked a president like President Barack Obama, who was clean? You may not have liked some of his policies, but there was no prostitution issues. There was no extramarital affairs. There was no stain on the blue dress. There was no, classified documents just sprouting around his spot in Chicago. His daughters didn't have stuff locked in their car somewhere that they shouldn't have had access to. We went from President Barack Obama to Donald Trump to Joe Biden.
Ooh.
And I'm telling you, Joe Biden cannot win. He cannot win.
That's
Joe Biden
right.
so much can't win. This country will elect a criminal before they will reelect Joe Biden. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. But for today's show, Donna, let's tell the folks what we talking about today as we intermingle and sprinkle some stuff along the way. Segment number one.
I do not
Black
appreciate
movies.
this segment. I don't appreciate this segment.
Are they still? I told you last week we was going to talk about when we came back. You had a homework assignment. You were supposed to watch
I couldn't
Amistad
find
over the
it.
weekend. Did you watch
I couldn't
it?
find it. I couldn't find it. I don't have any of the streaming channels that is showing on.
Oh. Is it showing on any of the streaming channels?
Yeah, it's on some. It's on Apple TV. It's on.
Oh, I don't have Apple TV. I have Netflix.
I don't either.
I have Netflix, Prime, and I think I have a borrowed account on Hulu.
We're not
Maybe
going
I
to
shouldn't have
ask
said that.
what that meant. No, you shouldn't have said that.
They're gonna cancel my subscription. Well, not mine, somebody else's.
Somebody else's.
They're gonna look at my IP. That's Dion's IP there. Cancel that one. He's sharing.
Should
Black
not have said
movies,
that.
are they still must watch? Don, I have a confession to make. I'll wait.
Yes. Okay.
I will wait.
Okay.
Segment 2.
Mhm.
I thought about this earlier today. I thought this would be a fun segment.
Oh yeah.
Top 5 reasons the local assembly is important. That has nothing to do with the word.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the preaching of the gospel. But 5 reasons the local assembly is important. Why? I'm
good.
basically saying 5 reasons why you should in some way still be connected.
Yeah.
And segment number 3, what did the preacher preach about? I don't know if we do that on Monday, but yesterday we did a re-air. So I figured we'd circumvent it back this way because I did some Bible study on Sunday morning pop-off and came to some interesting conclusions that if Donna didn't get to hear it, I would like to run them by her. I can see what she thinks.
Yeah. I didn't get to hear it on
Let not
Sunday.
your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in. You didn't hear it, Donna?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a chance to listen.
Good. That's probably the first time I ever told somebody good you didn't hear me talk. Because that makes segment number 3 more juicy.
Oh, okay.
So that means I get to kind of share it again and get a seasoned saint's thoughts.
Seasoned saint. All right.
And you ain't got to be
What
old.
season?
You
What
ain't got to be
season?
old to be a seasoned saint. Seasoned saint
What
is
seasoning?
somebody who has taught the Bible in the local assembly for a certain amount of time, and people who have come to the cross of Calvary and bent the knee for Jesus because of the
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
season.
That's my prayer. We'll see.
That's your prayer?
That's my
You
prayer
don't know
that
for sure
I
that
have an impact. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know
there you
that.
go.
Yeah.
Will
Yeah,
there be one?
I know that.
Yes, there's been one. There's been one. So again, segment number 1, Black movies, are they still must watch? Segment number 2, 5 reasons the local assembly is important that have nothing to do with the word, have nothing to do with the preaching of the gospel. And then segment number 3, what did the preacher preach about? I get a chance to kind of go through my notes from Sunday with Donna and see what Donna has to think. Because Donna, I said some stuff on Sunday.
Oh Lordy.
That I think some of the seasoned saints might have clutched the pearls.
Oh my
I think they might have
gosh.
flipped the script on they roll it. I'm just saying it.
We'll
I
see.
think they might be like, whoa, Dion, you're meddling, brother. You're meddling.
Ooh, and that's so unique for Dion. He never meddles.
No, well, here's the thing. I'm never unique.
Yes.
When it comes to interpreting the Bible, I'm not trying to be unique.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get the hay down.
Yeah.
So that the animals can get to it. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it plain. And one thing I discovered in that text is the broader context.
Okay.
And in the broader context, you have to pay attention to the audience. And when you pay attention to the audience of that text, you can only come away with a certain interpretation. If you come away with a different interpretation, that means you have to expand the meaning of the text. But that means you're doing that on your own. You're not doing that because the text said it. That's something you're doing for yourself. And that becomes dangerous. Becomes dangerous.
What is that saying? A text.
See, I know you're rolling back. You're rolling your head now. You're rolling in your head now.
A text without a context is a pretext.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
It is. It's going to be fun. We'll get there.
Yes.
And I guess we'll come back. We'll deal with segment number 1, although you failed your assignment already. F grade.
Got it. F.
I have a confession, though. And my wedding anniversary this past weekend.
Yes.
I guess we'll talk about that a little bit somewhere in the show. And then, my birthday is Friday.
Wow. Just
all kind of stuff.
This is mine
week after week. I have a celebration every week for this month.
That's good.
All right, we'll be back. Issues After Dark. Donna Williams, Dion Evans. Hang out with us. Comment. We want to read them and elaborate.
Cry Jesus, not me. 'Cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me. Because I find I know what he says.
It's episode 79 on a hot Tuesday. Well, it was hot.
But if you touch me on my
It chilled down. We're starting to become like San Francisco.
How's
It'd be
that?
hot all day, and as soon as it hits about 6:30, San Francisco is more like 5:25. Like the temperature just drops, and you're scurrying around looking for an overcoat. Kinda
You know,
crazy.
people in the South are laughing at us every time we say it's hot. They're like,
Well, I
come
mean,
on, y'all.
get over it. It's like
It's
them
all
saying it's cold.
relative.
Tell them get over it in the South. Get
And
over
the
it.
Midwest and the Midwest and the East.
That's like y'all. It's like y'all talking to Chicago about it being cold. Get over it. Weather is what it is where you are.
Yes, indeed. It's all relative.
We're walking in the weather that we know.
All right. Walking in the weather that we know.
Yeah.
77 degrees. It's hot.
Well, that depends on. I mean, if you was in 70, I don't know if 77 degrees was hot. I think it was a little warmer than that where I was.
Was it?
And when
Yeah,
I say
you're
hot,
okay.
I mean I don't think it was hot. It was an unbearable temperatures. It was a nice little
No.
breeze today.
No.
What I'm talking about is how quickly it went from being hot, or shall I say warm, for those of you in the South who were so sensitive to weather. 77. I'm just talking about how quickly it went from 77 to 57.
Yeah.
That's a drop. Yeah, that's a huge
That-
drop.
That's the
Donna,
Bay Area.
segment number 1. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Black movies. Now, you didn't see Amistad,
No, I did not.
and you need to watch Amistad.
Yeah.
You probably, I told you probably would have to go to Redbox somewhere in
Yeah,
Savory.
and you know, they showed Redbox in the list.
Yeah.
But can you do Redbox online?
I don't think so. Redbox gives you the actual
Right.
DVD.
Well, then
You have
what
a
am I going to
DVD
watch
player?
it on? I do not.
Oh well, then Redbox can't help you.
Not at all.
I wonder if you could have went on YouTube and saw it, because sometimes those movies.
Yeah,
come
you
on
have to
to-
pay. The pay
Oh, do you?
channel. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't get it
look
for
at what
free.
I did. And trying to
What
be
did you
better,
do?
because every time we've had this conversation, I'm like, okay, what's another movie? What's another movie? So I put
Yes.
in Google
Hmm.
black movies most people have watched.
Yeah.
And it came up with this article by Universal. Oh, no, that's not by
Mhm.
Universal. By Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
The article is the 135 best black movies of the 21st century.
Oh, wow. 135.
135
That many.
of we just talking about the 21st century,
Yeah.
right? So that
Yeah.
eliminates, my 1980s, 1990s.
Hmm.
Eliminates.
Yeah.
And can you believe I went to look at this list, Donna,
Hmm.
and to my surprise, in the top 10 best black films
Yes.
of the 21st century,
Yes.
I have only seen one of them.
Oh, not Mr. Throw shade at Donna every time she says she hasn't seen a black movie. What?
Well, that's why I'm confessing.
Okay, so let me hear the top 10. It wouldn't it be something if I've seen more of them than you have?
Oh, these two. Donna, that's what that'll be so sad. That would be sad.
Well,
Now-
let's hear the top 10.
Here's number 1. This is the one
Okay.
I've seen.
Okay.
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Okay, I've seen that.
Okay, so now I'm in trouble because I haven't seen none of these.
Okay,
Once
let's hear.
in the top 10, I have seen, so I'll go down from the bottom up.
Okay.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yep.
That's number 10.
Okay. I've
Have you
heard
seen
of it.
that one?
I haven't seen it. No, I heard of it. I haven't seen it.
All right. I need to see that one because I actually spent some time in Philadelphia and wasn't far from the headquarters that they bombed. And so I would like to see that. Number 9, Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised.
Yes.
You seen that?
Saw it.
All right, that's 2 for you. 2 for you.
Yes.
Attica.
No.
It's starring Clarence Jones.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Haven't seen it.
All right. Descendant. It's a documentary by filmmaker Margaret Brown.
What's it about?
How history can be reclaimed, a stirring tribute to a resilient community. I haven't seen it. Oh, so I guess somebody returns to their hometown in Mobile, Alabama. It's a documentary.
Okay.
Wendell and Wild, number 6.
No, haven't even heard of that one.
Yeah, some of them in here I haven't heard of it. And I think this is an animation. Yeah. It's supposed to be a spooky film. It's one of those Keegan Michael Key and Jordan Peele movies.
Okay.
All right, number 5, Inspection.
I haven't even heard of these movies.
Me neither. Now, this one I've heard of, but I haven't seen it because I'd rather hear it from his perspective, not his mama. Till.
Yeah.
Have you seen Till?
Yes, I have.
Oh, so you got 3.
I got 3.
The Emmett Till movie from the perspective of his mother.
Yes.
So you 3 to 1. Number
1.
3 on the list is Emergency. This is a R.J. Seiler film. Oh, starring R.J. No, it's by Kerry Williams. Directed by. Classy college comedy while adding some socially relevant function. Emergency is as smart and disturbing as it is hilarious. I've never heard of it.
Me neither.
Huh. And it's considered a black film, but the cast looks mostly white. Interesting. All right, what about number 2 on the list is a movie called Master. Have you seen that?
No. What's that one about?
It looks like it's Regina Hall is in it. She's actually starring.
It got good reviews. It's about a girl that's at college.
Yeah,
she's
an
a
elite
student.
New England university built on the site of a Salem era gallows hills. 3 women strive. Yeah. So that's crazy. In the top 10, you've seen 3 of these. I've only seen 1.
How about that?
I've seen the 11th one, King Richard.
I have 2.
Yeah, cancels me out. This is crazy. And then there's so many. I mean, I may have seen only 2 in the top 20, maybe 3 in the top 20. Yeah, 3 because I've seen One Night in Miami, and that's number 20 on the list.
I've seen that. Shall we keep racking up my count? I've seen One Night in Miami.
I don't want to play anymore.
See, you want to take your marbles and go home.
I'm taking my marbles. I'm taking my marbles in my pocket. I'm going home while I can still keep my Steelies. I don't want to lose my Steelies, my boulders, or my cat eyes.
I want to hear the rest of the top 20. You can just read them off.
Top 20? All right, I'll read them. Yeah. I'll do it.
Okay.
11 is King Richard. Number 12 is a movie called Passing.
Yes. I've read the book too.
In 1920, New York City, a black woman finds her world upended where her life becomes intertwined with a former. What's the rest of this? I got it.
It's written by a woman during the Harlem Renaissance. She wrote it during the Harlem Renaissance. The women writers during that period just disappeared. But this book, Passing, and she has another one. Her name's Nella Larson. Read the book, saw the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Directed by Rebecca Hall. Yeah. All right. Number 13, The Harder They Fall.
Is that a Jim Brown movie?
Jonathan Majors. I guess he's the new Jim
Brown.
No.
I started watching it, but you know what? It was something about Jonathan Majors that threw me off. I couldn't quite get into so I just stopped somewhere in the middle when they was about to start killing everybody. I stopped. It was just something about
14 will shock me.
What?
I haven't even seen none of this series.
What?
Candyman.
Oh no, I won't watch that.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a single Candyman. I mean, I know the gist, but I don't think I've ever watched it.
Yeah. No.
Number 15, Cop Shop.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Yeah, Cop Shop. All right. 16 on the best black movies of the 21st century. 16 on the list by Rotten Tomatoes. Bad Trip.
Oh Lord.
Hidden camera captures two best friends pulling hilarious and invitive pranks.
Yeah. Some of these sound like movies. Sounds like movies made in somebody's bathroom. That's what I call B movies. They were made in somebody's bathroom.
Rotten Tomatoes call it it's in the top 20.
Well, that doesn't mean that they rank.
All In, The Fight for Democracy. It's starring Stacey Abrams.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that documentary.
All right, 18, Miss Juneteenth. A pageant winner walks across the stage. Miss Juneteenth follows a similar path, but does so with charm and grace.
Oh,
I've never heard of a Miss Juneteenth pageant. That would be
I
nice.
mean, neither. That would be nice.
It'd be ultimately gentrified if somebody non-black won Miss Juneteenth.
Well, could you? We're already mad that they're celebrating it, so we're getting.
And the winner from West Oakland, Sarah. Whatever you would. What's a good white last name?
I don't know.
Sarah Mayweathers. He comes up. Thank you. All the water.
Well, it's like that. That's like the video of one pageant contestant singing, and I am telling you,
I saw that. That was hilarious. Yeah,
awful.
that is not. We're from the same blood. Wow. 40-year-old version. That's number 19.
But that's a Steve Carell movie.
No. That's 40-year-old virgin.
Oh, this is version.
Version.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Down her luck, New York playwright is desperate for a breakthrough before 40. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I have never heard of it.
Yeah.
And then number 20 is One Night in Miami.
Yeah.
I saw that. That was pretty good.
I think my count is at 5 for the top 20.
Yeah, I think I only got 3. Yeah.
That's
only
the way
3.
it happens. Well, but your question is, are they still a must watch?
Well, I think you must watch them. I think you still must watch them. I mean, they've been made. I mean, what I'm shocked is that I don't know nothing about majority of them.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, this is 135 movies, Donna. I can't go through the whole list, but Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is number 23.
Ooh, saw it.
I saw that one.
Yep. Kind of tough, but I saw it.
Let me just swoop through. Did you see the animation Soul?
No.
The cartoon Soul with Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey? What about John Lewis Good Trouble?
Yes.
I've not seen that.
You have not seen that.
I've not seen
that. I met John Lewis twice, and I did not engage him in conversation. My daughter,
you're not starstruck.
My daughter invited, but just to talk to him about his history. My daughter invited him to San Francisco twice. He spoke twice in San Francisco.
All right.
Yeah.
What I saw this one, number 30 on the list, Da 5 Bloods. Have you seen that one?
No, the title would not draw me in.
Spike Lee.
Surprise.
It's a good one. Delroy Lindo, Jonathan Majors, Clark Peters, Norm Lewis. I believe also my man from what's his name is in here too, because he dies in it. Well, he's dead in it. He like his the memory of him is what the guys are trying to reminisce on. What's his name from Wakanda?
Pastor Meach. I know you're talking about Pastor Meach. Just threw some shade.
What'd he say? I gotta go back.
It's Donna. I never seen it, Williams. I've never seen it.
Oh yeah, I never seen it.
But I've seen more.
Right now, she's beating me, Meech. In the top 50 Rotten Tomatoes, she's winning in the last, Jingle Jangle. Have you seen that?
Who is that? Who's in it?
I don't know. It looks like a futuristic Forrest Whitaker, Keegan Michael.
Oh,
Key,
no, it's a musical. I didn't get it.
David Talbert. Yeah, David Talbert.
Yeah. David Talbot. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
I saw
did
number 34 is Bad Boys for Life. I seen that.
Bad Boys for Life.
That's Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
Oh, yeah, I saw 1 and 2. I like the
Yeah.
scene in 2 where the boy comes to the door to date.
I
Martin
think this one's
Lawrence's
3
daughter.
though. I think
No,
this is the
that's
third
2.
one.
Oh, I haven't seen the third one. Yeah, I have.
All right, have you seen 35? Dolomite is my name.
No, I'm not looking at
All
no
right, I seen
Dolomite
that.
movie.
I'm
No.
I'm one away from you now, Donna. But I got to
Are
go
you?
down to 36. Toni
Mhm.
Morrison's The Pieces I Am.
Yes.
All right, now you're back up. What about Test Pattern? Never even heard of it.
No, me neither.
Number 38, Us. Have you seen Us?
Is that a Jordan?
Yeah, that's Jordan
Peele?
Peele. That's the one that was filmed in Santa Cruz.
No, I've seen. What was the first one? I've seen the first one, but I haven't seen any because they get a little creepy, and I'm like,
You saw
"Ugh."
Get Out.
Yes, I saw Get Out.
Oh, okay. So I've seen Us. So I'm one behind you again.
Okay.
Premature.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Want to see it? Haven't seen it. No.
I've not seen it either.
Yeah.
Clemency.
What? Where have these movies been hiding?
I'm telling. I don't know. Miles Davis,
Yeah.
Birth of Cool, Burning Cane. Tell me if you've read. As I read them, just tell me if you've seen them.
Okay.
Lucy or Lush, Selah
Oh.
and the Spades, Just Mercy,
Oh, you know what? I feel so
and
bad.
Michael B. Jordan film.
I have not seen it. My daughter plays on the soundtrack. I have not seen the movie.
Oh,
And she
terrible.
plays the organ at the end. I have not seen
Yeah.
the movie.
I've not seen it either. I don't believe.
Yeah. I'm going to have to watch it.
Waves, Queen and Slim. I've seen that.
I haven't seen it.
All right, so now
I know
we're tied.
about it. I haven't seen it. We're tied. Okay.
We're tied now. Going into number 49.
Oh, gosh.
Amazing Grace.
Yes.
You back up one. I haven't watched Aretha Franklin or Amazing
Yes.
Grace yet.
It's
The
an
night
interesting
comes on.
documentary.
Night comes on.
Mm-mm.
I don't know how this is a Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is a
Yeah.
2018
There's
film.
it's an Issa Rae in that one. Issa Rae
Her
from
name's not on
Insecure.
here.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw
Oh.
a trailer or something with her.
I saw the
With
second
her.
one. I didn't see this first one. The second one just came out. All right, you're still
No.
up one, right?
Yeah.
52, The Hate You Give.
The title sounds familiar, but I can't say yes or no to that. I can't remember.
I've not seen it. I know we've read the book at the school
Mhm.
because that was one of the books that kids were given as required reading.
Oh, wow.
Hale County this evening.
I need to know what kind of ratings they're getting on Rotten Tomatoes.
97%. That's a 97%.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Look, everything I've read to you so far is 97% and above.
And some of them I've never heard of.
Oh, I'm sure you've seen.
Wow.
So you're going to still be up one. Black Panther.
Yep.
Black Panther is the first Black Panther. It's number 54 on the list.
But the second one is
Number
it's
one.
in the top 10. Number one.
It's number
Wow.
one.
Wow.
It's number one. And I hated the second one.
I got a lot of bad.
I didn't like the
reviews on
second
it.
one at all. All right, we won't be tied if you haven't seen this one. Black Klansman.
No, I haven't seen that
All
one.
right, we're tied. We're
Gosh.
tied. All
Is
right,
this the one about the? Yeah,
Say that again?
I was gonna say, is this the one about the guy who infiltrated the Klan
Yeah, the black
as
guy.
an FBI agent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Lord,
hilarious.
Lord.
That is funny.
Oh,
All right,
gosh.
56 on the list. If Bill Street Could Talk.
No, I haven't seen it.
I've not seen it. Blind Spotting.
No.
Sorry to bother you.
I'm gonna have to just go back and work my way. Windows. What is Windows?
I don't know. Support the girls.
Oh no, see. I don't even like the sound of that title.
Lisa is the general manager of Double Whammies, a sports bar that features skimpy dress. Oh,
I knew it.
And put a note down on this one. I gotta go support the girl. I gotta go. Hey Donna, I have to go support the girls.
Very funny.
Regina Hall is in it.
Maybe it's funny.
Have you seen Whitney?
No.
I've not seen Whitney. I've seen the Netflix that they did on her, but I didn't even know they had a movie out on Whitney.
Yeah, they had a movie. I've heard the movie was really good.
Kevin McDonald. Yeah. Babyface is in it. L.A. Reid, Sissy Houston, Clive Davis.
Is this a documentary? It's a documentary.
I don't know. It doesn't say it's a documentary.
Sounds like it is.
Madeline.
No.
Creed 2.
Nah, I'm not into Creed.
I haven't in it either.
No.
You're still up one.
Well, what can I say?
That's and I'm pretty sure we keep on going. You might be, because I'm looking at the rest of this stuff and I'm like, yeah, no, Dion. OJ Made in America is number 76.
Made in America, Lord.
And he got a 100% rating.
Because people are curious.
Oh man, that was a good series.
Know.
That was a good doggone series. I love that all the way.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Come back on the other side. 5 reasons the local assembly is important. And it got nothing to do with the word.
Oh my God. All the faith you need is about the size of a mustard seed right now. It's about the size of a miracle. Come on and clap your hands. We're going over to the promised land right now. It's about the size of a miracle. Can't you see? It's about time for a miracle. Come on, get ready to shout it. My God's already working out right now. It's about time for a miracle. He's doing what you asked him to. And he's doing it just for you right now. It's about time for a miracle. Can't you see? It's about time for a miracle. All the faith you need is about the size of a mustard seed, and he'll move. Listen to this. No matter how big or small, my God will take care of it all. Can't you see? It's about time for a miracle. Look at your watch right now. We didn't make it happen. God is working. God is working. God is working. God is working. In your home, on your job, walking the street, riding along. God is working. God is working. God is working.
It's Issues After Dark. Donna Williams, Deion Evans. It's a Tuesday, episode 79.
Yes,
We
yes,
are
yes.
live and engaging you. You know, Donna, I was thinking over the weekend, you know, like what is the difference between what we were doing 10 years ago and what you're dealing with today? Today, 10 years ago, you couldn't see us.
Right.
You would just be able to listen to us on your phone, on your car, whatever device you had, or you could listen to us online, and you couldn't see us. And today, you can see us. You can see us talking, you see our background. But you know what? What, in my opinion, we've lost in 10 years?
What have we lost?
Interaction.
Yeah. People don't interact as much.
Don't interact. I love one of the things that drove me excited was the interaction.
Yeah.
You know, the interaction was like key for me.
That's the whole the give and take makes it, you know, the engaging. People don't engage anymore. They don't.
Right. Maybe, I mean, we do have some engaging.
Yeah.
You know, like, Pastor,
absolutely.
My ex engages a lot when she's around. You don't hear from Gabby Culliver too much anymore.
No. Maybe it's too late for
a new church home or something.
So what?
For a new church home for me.
Yeah.
But I really miss, and I'm really looking for creative ways in this new medium to really increase. Because if we can get the engaging back, it just made radio broadcasting more fun.
Right.
I'm not comfortable with the whole visual, but I understand that everybody is visual. They're not just listening to their radio anymore. They want to see you.
Right.
You know, even post. When you're posting on social media, you can post 100-word powerful statement, 100-word paragraph, and nobody will respond.
Right.
You can post a single picture with no narration, and you'll get all kind of engagement.
People, that's what it is now. It's the viewing. It's not necessarily the take, especially if you're doing the story, because nobody's taking time to read the story, the text on the story. They want the picture to tell the story.
Yeah, and it's funny is you just can't get the truth. You just can't get the gist of all that. Is I had to look over and see the wife is in the room. You know, that's my work goat. So
your work goat.
Yeah, a wild horse has to have a goat beside him to calm him down. This like you ever heard people say don't let him get your goat?
Yes,
because that's a reference to a horse that's wild. You can calm it down if you put a goat beside it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're just full of little tidbits of information, aren't you?
Now, I don't know if it's true. I'm just saying what I was brought up to be told. I was also told as a kid that when it rained outside and the sun was out, the devil was beating on his wife. And I got old. I was like, I didn't even know he had a wife.
Why would he be beating her?
I'm just telling you what I was told. I was like, I don't know what she did, but boy, he's hot. He's hot.
But we're talking about church. I want to acknowledge that Pastor Meach and his wife visited our church, or the church I attend on Sunday. It was nice to see them in person.
Oh, and was that the first time?
Yeah. First time I've seen them there. It was nice.
I'm saying, is that the first time you saw him live? You met him in person?
No. I've seen them live before, but it was nice to see them on Sunday.
Yeah. Pastor Beach comes in. He says, "That's what I heard." Yeah, just saying.
Yes, the devil's beating his wife. Yes.
You know what? And you know what? It's funny that I bring that up to myself as I giggle, because one of the kids last week said that. Hey, I heard that because it was raining, and somebody said it was raining, but the sun was out. And one kid yelled, "That's the devil beating his wife." I was like, "What? Y'all still being told that?"
It's got a grandmother somewhere.
Hilarious. All right, 5 reasons the local assembly is important.
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with the word. This is just your big brother talking here. Donna will chime in freely and add as she wishes.
Yeah.
Now, I am not suggesting that if you don't go to the local assembly, somehow something's wrong with your salvation. Your big brother ain't gonna ever tell you that. The forsaking not of the assembly of believers have nothing to do with local church. Nothing to do. It's about believers being around other believers on a constant basis. However, I got to thinking about a couple of young men that I love. I love these. Before I had a son, these young men, I poured everything into them. They're not my son. They're not even old enough. They're too old to be my sons, but I mentored them. And as of late, I have found one has committed suicide. One has returned back to like 20 years ago sin. And another one is just fighting for his life. Fighting to be right. And I got to thinking, you know, when these young men were with me and they were at Chosen, they may have had these issues and problems, but the church provided a positive distraction to keep them free from exercising those things. So even if they wanted to do it, if they just could get to the sanctuary, if they could just get to the church grounds where we were always doing something, it would hold them hostage long enough just to keep them from falling. And so I got to thinking, you know, there are probably some other people out there who your sin is kind of overtaking you. You're kind of falling back. And at the same time, you don't have a church home. And so I want to encourage that individual to get you a church home because you need it.
Yeah.
Out here in these streets by yourself, it's overwhelming you, and that's okay to understand that. But at the same token, I want to encourage some leaders in the local church to think about your facility beyond just some Sunday morning preach fest.
Right.
So I have five reasons the local assembly is important that have nothing to do with preaching the word or trying to reach them. Just be open.
Right.
So 5, I'll go from 5 to 1.
Okay.
A free hot meal.
Oh yeah.
You know how many people they just need a free fish sandwich. And they probably don't even mind buying it, but they just need a hot meal.
Yeah.
You know how many families the wife is tired of cooking? If we could just go to the church and get some spaghetti and some chicken wings, just as a family.
Yeah.
If we can just go to the local assembly, if we can open the kitchen to the local assembly and just cook, and people who are hungry just come on through.
Right.
We serve the community. And not just come on through and eat, but provide some volunteer service. You know, for the first hour, do some volunteer, you serving people who are eating. The second hour, you eat. You know, some people in the second hour, they're serving. In the third hour, they eat. And then the people, you know, some people come and eat, and then they're responsible for the cleanup. But just, you know, look, almost every church is located next to some type of food bank where they can go and they can get spaghetti, they can get spaghetti sauce, and they can go to a local meat shop and they'll donate them some meat because it's about to go bad, but they'll give it to you because it won't go bad for the next 2 days. You can fry it up or bake it up and just get the food to the people. But one of the reasons why the local assembly is important is because it could be a free hot meal in a safe environment.
Yes.
Safe environment.
Safe environment, right.
I'll go to number 4. We got any comments, Don? You can always just bump the comments out there whenever they come up.
I was just thinking about, you talk about a safe environment. I saw a post that I shared. I don't know the pastor of the church. I don't know the church, but they put out there that if you are sleeping in your car and you want a safe place to park at night, they opened up their parking lot with security so that you would have a safe place. Because not everyone who's living in their cars are not working. There's the working homeless.
Yeah.
And so they offered that as a safe
Who
place.
do you know who did that?
I have to look on my Facebook pages, but
Because I think that is incredible.
isn't that amazing?
Do you know how
shared
many?
it.
I remember years ago when I went through that 6 months of homelessness.
Mhm.
Oh, let me tell you, you trying to find
Yeah.
parking lot after parking lot,
Yeah.
and I'm working and trying to maintain my family. I got my family in shelter. They're sheltered in my mother-in-law's place. Oh, but it was tough.
Yeah,
But if you can find a good parking lot where you can feel safe going to sleep,
right,
get you through it.
right.
Pastor Meade says, get loved on, encouraged, and edified. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me go to number 4 on my list. It provides adults, listen to it. Now, I know some of you ain't going to like this one, but I'm going to say it. It provides adults with personal time while children are learning about life and getting personal attention regarding their problems. Meaning,
Yes.
just drop your kids off.
Yeah.
Mama, you're overwhelmed. You worked from 8 to 5. You picked up the kids from school. You got to go cook. You got all kinds. You ain't going to get no break. You're going from work to work at home. 5 o'clock. Why not just pick the kids up, drop them off at the church? At the church, the kids can just meet up with other friends, play video games on the computer monitors, and have some counselors there, some young adult counselors to just check in with the kids to find out how their day was, to just kind of help out with the mental issues.
That would be wonderful.
Just let some of these young folks who are trying to get involved in ministry, this would be awesome for them to be able to learn how to listen to young people.
Yeah.
And again, not to provide no really, robust biblical teachings, but just to learn how to listen and help identify some key questions that may be able to help that kid unlock what's really going on in their life. A lot of these kids, they just need to be heard.
Exactly. Exactly. We don't listen well enough to kids. We're too busy trying to tell them what to do.
Yeah. And most of these kids, if you just listen to them, let them talk. The most important thing most adults can do is just let them talk. Well, what else did you think? Well, how did you feel about that? Would you ever think about is there any other thought that you have on that? And they typically will run themselves into the best answers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Number 3, it's a neutral place. Again, 5 reasons the local church is important. It has nothing to do with the word.
Yeah.
It's a neutral place for teens to meet up with friends without sexualized peer pressure.
Isn't that what youth ministry is supposed to be about?
No, youth ministry actually it creates the sexualized tension.
Oh, no.
I'm not talking about the local assembly being open for kids who go to the church. I'm talking about it being open for the kids in your community.
Yeah.
The kids who go to your church, it may be better for them to go to a local church during the week closer to home because they can just walk.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you got teens in your community who, if they have to be in each other's homes, that peer pressure, especially if they get a home that's unattended, that those kids open themselves up. But if they could just say, hey, I'm going to be at the church. We hang out at the church. We ain't even got to go inside. Let's just hang out at the steps. Or they got a room where we can go in and just kind of chill, like a chill room for teens. Teens can come and meet and talk about their social media or have a facilitator talk about, what y'all want to talk about. This is on y'all. I'm just here to hear it.
Yeah.
But it's a place where teens can come and kind of kick it. And they don't have to deal with the drama of being sexualized. They don't have to deal with the peer pressure of sexualization. They can just be themselves.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go. There's not supervision. It's just a safe place. And the guys go because the girls are there, and the girls are there because they know the guys are showing up. And then they get to learn one another. They get to learn their generation without the sexual problems that happen in an unsafe environment.
Right.
You know. Now you ask questions about, well, youth ministry do that. Well, not necessarily. Youth ministries get real messy quick. You got to have good quality. You got to have future pastors leading your youth ministry. And the problem with that is future pastors leading your youth ministry sometimes try to split a church with the youth they've been leading.
You know what? This is what I have noticed. The danger of calling your associate ministers, and this is just my take from my experience, calling them pastor.
Well, that's
When
the
you
call.
start calling-
That's the
I
call.
know it, but then
You can't call them anything less than they're calling just to deal with the
But then
generational issues that we're dealing with.
I've noticed that the ego starts to seep in, and all of a sudden,
it doesn't look. Their ego is going to seep in regardless.
wow.
But the bottom line is they're not called to ministry. Everybody's called to ministry. If they're in that role, it's as a pastor in preparation. They're just not over a congregation yet. When you're preaching on Sunday morning, you are pastoring.
Yeah, but you've given them a congregation when you say you're the youth pastor.
Well, somebody needs to be over it, but they're being overseen.
Right.
Well, they're still being. You can't do nothing about a person's ego.
Yeah.
Some people are going to be like, you know, the sons of Sceva. Get a little bit of salvation and they think they can cast out demons because they saw somebody else do it. And sometimes you got to let them go on out there and do that so the demons can whoop them up. And then they'll fall back in line, hopefully.
Ideally.
But it's a neutral place for teens to meet up with friends that have nothing to do with the church. They may meet up with friends that aren't even Christian. But it's safer for them to be hanging out at the church facility than it is for them to be in and out of one another's living rooms. Hanging out in the park on the swings. You know, in the back of somebody's shed, somebody's in-law house, in the camper that's parked on 4 flat tires in the back of the house. I'm just telling you what I know, not what I heard.
Oh, Lord.
Number 2, I'll give you number 2. It's a safe place for after school and homework clubs.
Oh, yeah. Used to have that. Schools used to have release time.
Yeah.
And churches would take the kids in for release time.
Yeah.
Do they still do that? They don't do that anymore.
No, Catholic Church kind of messed that up.
Oh.
Yeah, when they started turning the altar boys into piñatas. Yeah.
Okay.
They started
That
turning
would be
the young men
ideal.
into. Yeah, you can't. They won't.
That would be great.
I'm just saying this. I mean, can you imagine school is out at 3:30, and if your kid's school doesn't have an after-school program, your kid can walk down to the local church, and there are adults there who are waiting to help them with their homework.
Yes.
Or just to let them play Connect 4, or read a book, or color a coloring book.
Teaching through skill.
Ceramics or cooking classes, because you can't do cooking classes no more. Or take your musicians, your full-time musician that you're paying.
Yes.
Why can't they teach music classes during the week to the students as a part of their pay?
Yes. Yes.
Why can't they teach music classes? The drummers with the drummers, the organist with the organist, the pianist with the pianist. Imagine what we could do. And I'm just saying, 5 reasons the local assembly is important. It has nothing to do with the word, but it is the word. I'll come back with my number 1 on the other side of this break. Issues After Dark with Dion and Donna. We'll be back.
This is Seth Quinn Evans, and you are listening to Bitter Cut.
Up the road is eternal gain. Is my living in vain?
The back is my living in vain.
Huh.
Mark Sisters. Truly a classic.
Yep.
Listen to Issues After Dark. Of course, you know that. You tuned in. We hear Donna Williams and Deion Evans, your big brother. We'll remind you guys of that book in the back behind me, Sobriety in Black.
Oh, yeah.
We got to start getting people's copies out. We got to start making sure y'all have your copies, because what I want to start doing probably right after Labor Day, I want to start doing a weekly chapter.
Yeah.
The tracks are doing their own thing today.
Yeah.
I had to delete certain tracks, and I did delete two of them that have slipped through.
Yeah, they're like, we're coming back. You cannot kick me to the curb.
And I like that song.
Yep.
But yeah, it's supposed to be a silent track right now. All right, there we go. I want to give a shout out to Howard Brown. He's one of our top of the hour. You're listening to Bitter Cup Media, and today's his birthday.
Happy birthday.
So have you heard the new Happy Birthday song everybody's been singing?
No. Is that Happy Birthday to you?
No, that's regular.
No. They do it kind of gospel-y.
Gospel-y. Okay. We got a new word for the Webster. Gospel-y.
Gospel-y. Yes.
You know, it's funny. It doesn't matter if it's a word or not. I understand exactly.
You knew what I meant.
It's gospel-y.
Hey, it's the culture.
Exactly.
We know how to interpret.
We know how to hooking up words, phrases, and clauses. I'm just saying.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So we'll wrap this up real quick, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
So 5 reasons the local church is important to have nothing to do with the word. I'll go down my 5 through 2 and then give you my number 1. A free hot meal. Number 5. Number 4. Provide adults with the personal time while children are learning about life and getting personal attention regarding problems. You know? I know that's kind of a babysitter place, but I mean, hey, the church can provide free daycare. The church can provide. I know a lot of churches have started, their own daycare centers, but I mean,
yeah.
Parents, if you're living in the community, man, and your parent can't love on their kid because life is beating them in the head, get that parent some time to just be in their house without their kid. Every community's got that one house that's got that one mother who's got like 5, 6 kids. You know that woman need a break. Go down there and tell her, hey, sister, bring the kids down to the church. We're going to put on some cartoons. We're going to let them play some video games. Tell us, what is it they do in their bedrooms. We're going to recreate it down at the church. And you take 2-3 hours and just do whatever you want to do. No questions asked. We don't care if you just sit in your house in the dark. We don't care if you get in your car and go out and drive somewhere. We want to give you some time to yourself.
That would be great.
We can do
Single
that.
Parents.
This is something the local assembly can do.
Yeah.
Number 3, a neutral place for teens to meet up with friends without sexualized peer pressure. Yeah, we got to be able to. Teens are going to talk. They need to get together. Don't make them sneak to do it. That's how those pressures come in.
Yeah.
My first real sexual experience happened because I was left alone in the house. I wasn't even looking for a sexual experience. I didn't even want one. I didn't even know it. I didn't know how you even started it.
Right.
When it got started, I knew what to do.
Once you get started. Yeah.
But had I been able to go from the house to the church, and why was the young lady involved? Why is the young lady allowed to cut? Because she had nowhere to go. She's waiting on her aunt She's waiting on her aunt to get off, and her aunt worked with my mom. So my mom like, she can go to the house and hang out at the house. All right. Y'all never thought that two of us in the house watching cartoons, you never thought that might something happen? Unattended?
Yeah.
Number 2, safe place for after school and homework club activities.
Yeah. That's a great idea. That's
Most
great.
parents can't help their kids with algebra.
Oh my gosh. And the
What
new
young folks
math.
we have in the church who can help the kids out with some algebra. I'm just
Get
saying,
algebra, the new math is crazy.
we got a building. Our churches are these big buildings. Even the storefronts
Yeah.
are big enough. Even a little storefront church is big enough to provide robust after school homework clubs for kids.
Right.
And for these churches that have there's a church on this corner, a church on the next corner, you can have you guys take over the primary kids, you take over the middle school kids, you take the high school kids. 3 churches working together for the community. Nobody's proselytizing. Nobody's making it a requirement to be here. You got to come one Sunday a month. None of that crap. Just be there for the people.
Yeah.
Here's my number 1, Donna.
Okay.
It's an alternative. It's alternative entertainment in a safe and sane environment.
Okay.
I started this conversation off with, I have a couple young men that my heart kind of hurts for. My heart hurts for because when they were with me, they were growing in the Lord. They were laying aside every weight and the sin that so easily beset them so they can run the race with patience. And they were doing wonderfully. They were getting married. They were having children. They were beating the system. And now I'm running into them and, they're nearly, in their mid-30s now.
Yeah.
And they're not doing well. And I remember what was it that when I was in their life on a daily basis, what were some of the things we did that kept them? I mean, I didn't hold them hostage, but they loved being around me.
Yeah.
Sunday after church, they wanted to come hang out at my place. Them and their wives, and we would just go grab Popeyes or go grab something. And we go to the house and we just watch a movie or watch the football game. And what we did at the church, one of the things we did at the church is like Monday Night Football. Okay, so all the brothers, let's just watch Monday Night Football together. So we got a big screen TV at the church to watch Monday Night Football. And we got speakers so that it's loud, and we got food. And at first it was just the brothers. And then the ladies started coming and they would cook food and everybody would pitch in. And none of these brothers had to worry about drinking what they shouldn't be drinking, smoking what they shouldn't be smoking. None of them had to deal with running into a woman or a relationship that they shouldn't be in. They just we did it at the church.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were safe.
Yeah.
We said, well, let's do fantasy football. Let's get some, let's do some macho stuff. So we started doing fantasy football. So now, most of us, when we come on Monday, fantasy football, that's going to tell us if we're going to win for the week. But it was safe.
Yeah.
It was safe. Tuesday, you did whatever you did with your family. By Wednesday, we're all back for Bible study.
Yeah.
Now we're back for the word. But there's so many other days that could be used. And so I say this because let's just say that, you're in the community where you are and you don't have friends, or the friends you got are not positive. You might need to find yourself a local church home that's doing some stuff, that's doing this fun stuff. They exist. Yeah. I fail to believe that I was the only cutting edge leader during my pastorate. I fail to believe that. You can't tell me I was the only one that was doing cutting edge, out of the box ministry stuff. You can't tell me that. I don't want to believe that. That would be sad. So there's got to be some churches out there, and maybe, and I'm not saying you need to go join that church for your worship. I'm not saying you need to leave your place of worship because they're not doing these things. I'm saying you need to find a safe place like a local church where there's positive men, positive women, programs for kids doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And those who are leaders in the local assembly, they need to provide. Your church cannot, if your church is only open for word-driven things, you are not using that building properly. Even the synagogues in the Holy Land are places where men can go and pull out the local newspaper and read and discuss the day's times. Nothing to do with the Bible, nothing to do with the Sabbath. It's just a location for men to get together and talk about the news of the community.
Yeah.
It's necessary. Some of our older saints, not just some of our older saints, need a place to go. They don't want to be convalescent.
Exactly.
I'm not saying you got to have bingo and you're auctioning off microwaves and Pop-Tarts. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about turning the local assembly into a den of thieves. I'm not talking about money exchanging. There's real things that can happen in the community at the local assembly level. And I think for the sake of our communities, we gotta open it up. We just gotta open it up. So
we're missing the community, the family building piece, the connection, that kind of connection.
At our church on Friday nights, we had Albert and Mary Beckworth. They led this at our church. We had date nights.
Nice.
And sometimes they would send us on scavenger hunts. And sometimes we would like come there and we would have a date, like we'd have envelopes. And in those envelopes, it would tell us where we had to go. And we had like a week to do that assignment as a couple and then report back when we came back together. I mean, just phenomenal, phenomenal stuff. Now, what I wish we would have done better in that is open that up to couples that were not members of our church. But we had so many married couples in our church that, I mean, we could fill a room. But if I was to do it all over again, I would open it up to couples who weren't even a part of our church, because what we were doing, it wasn't like, Romans 8:58 says, boom, now you're going to play that out. We weren't doing that. It was like, look, go to Court Tower in San Francisco, go to the top of the tower and take a picture of you two with the moon in the background.
Oh, wow.
That's effort.
I love it.
That takes a lot of,
you have to work together.
And you had to working together.
Yeah.
Day night, do this, do that. And now there's so many creative things that you can do now. Remember, in the arcades?
Yeah.
In the arcades, they had those dance machines, right?
Yes.
Those dance machines?
Yeah.
Well, they had those, you could buy those. Not that same type, but you can hook up this pad to your big screen TV. And again, I told you we got a big screen TV because of Monday Night Football. So we got these dance pads. So we had couples getting points against other couples. So it's like me and Letitia against, the Becks. And we had to work together on this dance in order to get more points than them. And then you got raffle tickets.
Yeah.
Nobody bought anything. You got raffle tickets and there were gifts on the table wrapped up. And with your raffle ticket, it was like, what's that? Dave and Buster's. If you got this many raffle tickets, you can get a gift from here. And you just did it right there at the church.
Love it. Yeah.
And all of those couples were healthy because they knew they didn't have to hide what they were struggling with from everybody else. And they knew they were going to be supported. Right. And so I'm saying with the local assembly, the word is the reason we have this building. Yeah. But now that we have this building, what else can we use it for as a ministry to the community that has nothing to do with proselytizing? See what I'm saying?
I thought about this, Deon, and this is connected to Sundays that there are many people that after the service is over, they go back home to no one. They have no connection with anyone. And so they go home feeling empty, even though they've enjoyed the service. But once they leave that, there's no connection with that body at all. And I, at one time, attempted, I just said, invite somebody, invite somebody, and we'll just show up at the restaurant. This is not ministry. This is just, you don't have anywhere to go. You don't have anybody to go have lunch with or brunch with. Let's just get together and let's just do this. And
can I add to yours?
Yeah.
You're talking about what happens to them after service.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that for many of them, the only reason why they came to service because there was nobody at home.
Yes.
Their motivation to get out of the house was that the church was open.
Yes.
The church was open. They didn't really go because they wanted to hear the word. Hearing the word was the byproduct of, I just need to be around some people.
Right.
And the local assembly has got to be able to accept the fact that though the word is the reason why we exist, it may not be the purpose whereby people are showing up.
Right.
And so we got to start thinking about how do we, Pastor Mead puts here, fellowship.
Yeah.
How do we provide beyond the worship and word experience? What fellowships can we allow? What fellowships can we birth?
Yeah.
Because what is it to hear a word on Sunday and be excited all to go home into the dark?
Right.
And Satan is sitting there trying to pluck all of that word you just got. He's just trying to pluck it all out of you. And by the time Monday morning comes, you're exhausted. You haven't done anything since you went to church.
Right.
Quote unquote, went to church. Like as if, we go to church. We are the church.
Right. We are the church. But you have, since you went to that building.
Yeah. So I'm just rooting.
That's good stuff.
I'm rooting for the local assembly to do more. Now let me just pause. Master local assembly leaders, master the dissemination of the word.
Yeah.
Master that. You got no business really doing outreach ministry if you've not mastered the dissemination of it. Do you have a proper Bible study? Do you have a proper, I don't call it Sunday school. We didn't call it Sunday school. We call it Sunday college. Because in our Sunday school, you had homework and you were expected to do it. You were graded.
Right. Wow.
You had different class. You could take a hermeneutics 1. You could take hermeneutics 2. You could take Greek, beginner's Greek, and you could take Greek 100. We taught classes like that. You could take Christian theology 1, Christian theology 2. We went after and I trained teachers to teach those classes.
Wow.
You had classes for the youth, age appropriate classes, and it worked. It worked. And so, I would love to do more mentoring in that aspect. But here's my dilemma. This is what I learned, Donna. And somebody pulled me aside and told me this on the under. They said, Dion, the local pastors aren't going to use you because you're not pastoring. I'm like, that's the reason why they should use me. They have access. I can come in. You know what? I've heard.
Yes.
They're worried that I would take their members. Take them where?
Because you don't have a church that you build a church, an assembly.
I built from the ground up, but I'm not.
Right.
The Lord is not giving me that task to do again. I don't know if I'll ever be a senior pastor again, but what that got to do with knowing the gift? If you know that I can come alongside and help you build, why not invite me to come along and help you build? I don't have to be. If most churches, watch this, and I ain't bragging. Most churches, if you want to build your church, and you want to use me to do it, put me over your main Bible study. I don't care if it's the children or the adults. Put me over the main Bible study. Let me just teach through the Bible.
Wow.
Your church will grow. And they'll be solid in the word. But you know why a lot of pastors ain't gonna do that? Because they're not gonna study the Bible at the level I study the Bible. That's why I love Pastor Van Robinson so much.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Van Robinson did not go to no seminary. No seminary. He was a country preacher in the city, and I'm in seminary.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Robinson never, ever felt jealous or threatened by me being in seminary. When I was at Biola University, they were passing out scholarships to local area pastors. And I said, hey, can you guys get my pastor in there? Because I think he would want to do that. I went back to my pastor. I said, Pastor, would you like to go? I said, because you like to go, they're going to take care of the fee. And so on 2 nights a week, he would be going to Biola University, where I would go to school, and he would be taking classes. Well, now it's affected his preaching. Now he's preaching, right? He would be like, and in the Greek, it would say, and I'm going to spell it, and Pastor Dion, he going to get up here, and he going to tell you what the word is, and he would say, it says sark, and I would be like, sark, that means flesh. In the beginning, God made, and God became flesh. I used to love it. I used to love it because he loved the fact that I had education. He loved the fact that he was learning, and what he loved most is that the people were learning the word. That's what it's all about. Let's go to break. We're going to come back. What did the preacher preach about?
There is no greater love, no greater love than the one you have for me, Lord. There is no greater love, no greater love than the one you have for me. Oh, your mercy, so tenderly erasing my transgression. There is none greater, your mercy, so tenderly. There is none greater. There is no greater love, no greater love than the one you have for me. There is no greater, no greater than the one you have when you died on Calvary. Oh, your mercy, erasing my shame. There is none greater. Oh, to mercy, so tender, erasing my shame. There is none greater. No greater love, no greater love. Can you say with me? There's no greater love alone wouldn't have a shine as the same.
Issues After Dark. Donna Williams, Dion Evans. Happy Tuesday. Can't tell you what they call it on Twitter. They call it something else. Although, can we call it Twitter? We got to call it X?
X.
What do we call it?
It's X now. I kept looking at my phone going, what is this X? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's disturbing because if you come from a porn background, it's like, this is triggering.
Yeah.
That's only one X, so I guess it'd be soft. But I'm like, X at all. I like it whenever I'm careful of any X because it'll send you some places. I ain't got time for that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Pastor Me says, no greater love and the story of OJ, my kind of flow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay. I'm just saying. All right, Donald, let's get into segment number 3. What did the preacher preach about? Because I got Pastor Meach listening. I got Deacon Albert Beckworth in Memphis, Tennessee. I know he's listening. And I know you guys did not get to hear the Sunday pop off on Sunday.
No, I didn't.
So I want to share with you some of the things I shared because I think it's going to be challenging.
Okay, let's go.
So I was in chapter, we finally got in the Gospel of St. John, we finally got to chapter 14.
Okay.
Which starts out with the famous text, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me.
Yes.
In my Father's house, there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would not have told you. I go to prepare a place for you that where I am, there you may be also.
Okay.
Right? And where I go, you'll know. Right?
Right.
Now, that's the beginning of what we know is called chapter 13. I mean, chapter 14.
14, yeah.
But the context starts in chapter 13.
Okay.
Where there's this Passover feast, and Jesus is alone with his 12 disciples.
Right.
His 12 disciples. That's the audience.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
In the midst of that conversation, Jesus identifies a betrayer, Judas.
Yeah.
And he doesn't quite out him. He outs him, but the disciples didn't understand what he did.
Right.
But he tells Judas, do what you do and do it quickly because Satan had entered him.
Right.
So Judas leaves. After Judas leaves, now there's Jesus and just 11 of his disciples. Peter then says, Lord, where you going to go that we can't go? And then he says something very reckless. He says, I would die for you.
Yeah.
Which his death would mean nothing. Actually, him dying for Christ would destroy eternal life for humanity. Jesus tells him, now here's what's funny. He has a betrayer who he doesn't quite make it known to the rest of the disciples that he's the betrayer.
Right.
But the denier, he lets everybody know. He tells Peter in front of the other disciples, before the rooster crows one time in the morning, you will have denied me 3 times. 3 times. It's just after Jesus said that.
Yeah.
Again, there's only 11 disciples. Judas is already gone. Jesus is there with 11 disciples. And it is in that context, he says, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. Now, who's he talking to? He's talking to his 11 disciples who have walked with him for 3.5 years in ministry. Front row seat. I love it because Jesus says, regardless of what you think about any of these 11 disciples, Jesus says, you believe in God.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you don't get a greater
No
witness
doubt.
than that. Jesus says, you believe in God. All 11 of y'all believe in God. I
Mhm.
need you to believe also in me.
Yeah.
Now, they believe in him, but they don't believe in him at the level that they should, considering his relationship with God. It's in verse 2, he goes on to say, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would not have told you. Who is he talking to? His disciples, his 11 disciples. I go to prepare a place
For you. For you.
Who is the you? It's the 11 disciples. Yet most of us throughout history have supersized this verse,
Yeah.
this text, to believe that Jesus is talking to all
The
of his
church.
disciples. No,
Wow. Wow.
the context doesn't allow us. There is no context where you can expand this conversation beyond the 11. I get it. I want to believe Jesus went to prepare me a mansion in many rooms that he's got, but he not talking to me.
Wow.
He not talking to me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it was not so, I go and God. Anybody want to prepare a place? I've been there.
Yeah.
I want to go to the prepared place.
Yeah.
Jesus went back to prepare a place for Dion. No, that's not the text. Won't support it. Now, again, I'm not trying to be spooky spiritual. I'm not trying to find a text and find some unique hermeneutic. But the context does not give us the ability to say, when Jesus says, I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also, and whether I go, you know, and the way you know. Who is Jesus talking to? He's talking to his disciples. He's not talking to those of us who will be saved on the other side of the cross. Now, does that mean he isn't preparing a place for us? He is. But when you get into the book of Revelation, he talks about how the church will be there and how we'll be worshiping and how we'll be bowing down. It doesn't give us the idea that we're going to be in a particular place, like a mansion, a room.
Wow. Wow.
So when you look at it from what he says the church will be doing, those who go to heaven, and he looks at what the disciples will be doing, it's two different groups. The other thing, which is quite obvious, is there's no way in the world you're going to get funeral out of this text.
Yeah.
When you're walking in most funerals, let us stand, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me as we walk slow. There's no funeral. There's not a funeral text.
Yeah.
It's not a funeral text. So that's what I was arguing on Sunday.
Wow.
On Sunday, I was saying, hey, I want one of them mansions. And again, mansion,
Room.
it's a room. It's not
Yeah.
the word mansion in 2023 or mansion since around the 1980s. That's not the mansion term of the Bible. It's just many.
Yeah.
The Greek is just many rooms.
Yeah.
Jesus says, in my Father's house are many rooms. And I'm going to go prepare a place for you. Meaning it wasn't prepared when I first came here, but when I go back, that's when I'm going to start preparing. And when I'm done with that, then I'm going to come get you.
Wow.
I'll come get you. That where I am, that's where you're going to be. But he told them earlier, where I'm going, you can't even go with me. And Thomas is going to come right out and say, Philip's going to come out and say, no, Thomas. Yes, Thomas is going to say, Lord, we know not whether you go, and how can we know the way? Which was a strange question because it comes out of nowhere, but it allowed Jesus to give an answer that is phenomenal. I am the way, the truth, and the life.
Yeah.
No man comes to the Father except by me. Yeah. Pastor Meese chimes in here. He says, This ain't Dynasty or Dallas. This ain't Blake Carrington and J.R.U. and that. Yeah. Oh, my grandmother, you could. What didn't those used to come on like Friday nights?
Yes, something
My
like that.
grandmother
Weekend.
worshiped them shows, boy. Oh, she
Dallas.
watched them shows. Oh my God, Dallas.
Yeah,
They
Dallas.
used to watch that, man. They knew them. They knew them folks.
Mm-hmm.
They watched that stuff religiously.
Yeah,
Those
when
are
the father,
nighttime soaps. Daytime, it was like Young and the Restless, The Edge of Night.
All My
What was
Children,
that other one? All My Children.
Ryan's Hope.
Well, which was the one that had Luke and Laura? That was like a big deal for
Oh yeah, I can't remember which one it
Luke
was.
and Laura.
Yeah,
General Hospital.
yeah.
Craziness. So, Donna, your thoughts. Have you ever thought of the text like that? Have
No.
you seen it? Does it make sense? Am I off? Help a brother.
Well, you know, when I look at the text, and if you keep it in context, he is just talking to the 11. But now it raises the question for me, which is what we often do, is that we dive into a text, and even though we know, okay, specifically he's talking to a group of people, we want to pull from that and apply it to us as believers as well. We want to say that also applies to us, because after all, am I not a disciple of Christ? So why wouldn't this apply to me?
Well, here's the thing. We are disciples by definition, but we're not disciples by duty.
Right.
We are not disciples on the level of the 11. That's why I don't have a problem with guys who call themselves prophets, just so long as you're not calling yourself a prophet in light of the guys in the Bible. God may be using you to share some things that other people have not heard. I can respect that. I don't think God has stopped talking to people and telling them things that others may not have heard. But the biblical prophets spoke things that became scripture.
Right. Right.
And so context is everything. And again, if all you do, if you start at chapter 14, you'll come to that type of a conclusion. But if you read, as I've been teaching John from chapter 1 all the way through, and this ain't the first time I've done this, but this is the first time I caught that mistake.
Right.
Like, wait a minute, he's not talking to us. I want him to.
Right.
I desire him to. But if I'm gonna be honest to if I'm gonna be honest to biblical hermeneutics, the art and science of biblical interpretation, if I'm gonna be honest, he ain't talking to us.
The heading in the Bible I'm looking at on my phone says Jesus comforts his disciples. Doesn't say Jesus comforts the church to come, or he comforts his disciples.
Yeah. And those 11 are very different than those of us who will be called disciples later.
Right.
And really, we're disciples of disciples of disciples. So whoever led you to the Lord, you're a disciple of theirs. Whoever led the person that led you to the Lord, you're a disciple of theirs. And sooner or later, one of us is going to go all the way back to, we got here because Peter shared the gospel to this person.
Right.
And that person learned, and that community knew, and it got to this person. Somehow it wound up in Mississippi, and so on and so forth. But he's talking to the 11.
Right. And this does not do away with our hope.
No.
And I think that's where people get kind of stuck. It's like, if he's not talking to me, then what does that mean for me now?
It means you still go to heaven if you're saved.
Yeah.
You're still going to be in the presence of God if you're saved, but you're not going to be in a mansion. You're not going to decorate nothing. There's no mansion. Prepare. No, he said he's going to prepare a place that where but he's talking to the disciples. He wasn't talking to us.
Yeah.
Wasn't talking to us.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, you have some saints clutching their pearls.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And their star-studded wallets. For sure.
They're star-studded wallets.
Most men have wallets, and they got little things on them.
Oh, okay.
Although I don't carry a wallet anymore.
Why not?
I don't like anything in my pockets, really. Yep. It's interesting that Jesus says that to the 11, and think about whose names are inscribed in the foundation of the gates. Nice. Yep. It cost. I can understand. The 11 have been being with Jesus has been very comfortable. I got to star that comment. That's a great comment.
Yeah.
The 11 have been front row to all of the teachings and all of the preaching and all of the miracles. But when Jesus is crucified, life as they know it is going to change. Because now they're going to suffer much for believing. But
so they needed this comfort.
Come on now. Come on.
They needed this. They needed this. They didn't know they needed it until after the fact.
Nope. Nope. You're going to go through some stuff because of what you believe. Well, watch this, Donna. If you believe in God, you believe. He said, if you believe in God.
Yeah. Believe in me.
Believe also in me. We'll be back. We'll go on that.
Good stuff.
I want you to know, long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Do you hear me what I say? Long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Come on. I feel like having a little church this evening. Oh, yeah. Well, I've been lied on. She talked about mistreated. I've been beat, scorned. Talked about shows and all. I've been up, down, almost to the ground. But long as I got King Jesus, long as I got King Jesus, long as I got him, don't need nobody else. I've been lied on. She talked about mistreated. I've been used, scorned. Talked about so is wrong. I've been up, down, almost to the ground. But long as I got King Jesus, long as I got King Jesus, long as I got him, don't need nobody. I don't need nobody else. I don't need nobody else. Mother, father, sister, brother, doctor, lawyer, preacher, teacher. Long as I got King Jesus, long as I got King Jesus, long as I got him, don't need nobody. Don't need nobody else. Don't need nobody else. Father, mother, sister, brother, no doctor, no lawyer, no preacher, no teacher. Long as I got King Jesus, long as I got King Jesus, long as I got him, don't need nobody. I've been lied on, lied on, lied on, lied on. Have you ever been lied on? Have you ever been lied on? You know what I mean? Been lied on. She talked about mistreated and abused. Gone. Talked about so is wrong. And I've been all down, almost to the ground. Long, 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 long. Long as I got King Jesus, long as I got King Jesus, I know he's a burden bearer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is something we got to get back as soon as possible.
What?
I think I got a new phone line that I can get.
Okay.
Start calling in, doing some call screening. So we can start taking live callers. That's one of the ways that we
Yeah, that would be great.
getting the phone line back up.
Yeah.
doing stuff like that. Zoom kind of worked for a minute, but I guess people got zoomed out. They're
But
tired
people
of
are kind of zoomed out. Yeah, they are kind of zoomed out. Yeah.
yeah. They don't want to really get involved with Zoom. You know, earlier we asked in the broadcast, I asked, what are some black movies that you believe most black people have seen? I got 2 responses.
What?
Greg Morris. He said
Yeah.
The Wiz.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen The Wiz?
I have.
Okay.
I went back and looked at it a couple of weeks ago.
The
Went
Wiz
back
is
and
dope.
watched it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some parts of it didn't age well, but for the most part, it's good.
And if I happen to let you slide,
Yes.
Issa McPherson. She said The Color Purple.
Oh, yes.
Color Purple.
Yeah.
When I saw Color Purple, I didn't like it at first.
Mm,
I didn't like Danny Glover's role. I didn't like the mean black man beating up on. I didn't like that.
yeah.
I didn't like that at all.
It was real life back then.
I know it was. It was. But, you know, for somebody like me that didn't grow up back then, I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I mean, Color Purple came out. I was still like real young. I was like, maybe a late teen, early 20s, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
late teen.
They added some twist in the movie that deviated a little bit from the book, but all in all, they were pretty much in line with the book. You have to read the book. You have
I
to read the
loved
book.
Oprah Winfrey. Now that standing up to white
Yeah.
folks and then getting beat
Yeah.
up, but I was like, hey,
Sophia.
she
Yeah.
stood up. She
Sophia
stood
is
up.
like,
She wasn't no punk.
she said she
And
had
then
to
I'm thinking,
fight
y'all
all her
beat up-
life.
y'all beat up Oprah Winfrey. Y'all
Huh?
can't beat up Oprah Winfrey. You said Oprah Winfrey did The Color Purple as an actor at the height,
Yeah.
at the very height
Mhm.
of her career in broadcasting.
She did a good job too. She was great
Man,
in it.
she if you questioned if she could act, there
Mhm.
was no question after The Color
Yeah.
Purple. She
Right.
look, she threw down in
Yeah.
The Color Purple.
Mm-hmm.
I like me some
Yeah.
Oprah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Color Purple was good. Color Purple had an underlying theme as well, but it was good. It was
All right.
good.
Well, we're in the wrap-up segment.
Yeah.
I guess something new is coming out.
What?
Pastor Me said the reinterpretation is coming this fall.
Of The Color
Reinterpretation
Purple?
of The Color Purple. Is there a new version of The Color Purple coming out, or reinterpretation a new show coming out?
I don't know.
I gotta find
It
out.
seems like I've heard some, and well, it's been a musical.
Color Purple, yeah.
So,
Color Purple. The reinterpretation is
We'll
coming
see.
this fall. The Color Purple.
yeah.
You know you can't sleep at night, and you're wondering why.
Well, that's pretty.
Maybe God is
close.
trying to tell you something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see the fight over the weekend?
No, and I don't understand the hoopla behind it, or the disappointment as well.
Well. I'll say you got 2 guys who are undefeated,
Yeah. Oh,
but they're in
okay.
different
That's-
weight classes.
What? Why? Okay.
So, like let's just say one weighs 147, and the
Mm.
other one weighs like 125. Well, the one who weighs 125 moved up to fight at 147.
Oh.
Now, the one who's lighter, he has 4 belts. He has all the belts of his weight class.
Wow.
The other guy has the belts for his weight class. So whichever one wins is going to stay undefeated, and they're going to have all the unified belts for 2 different weight classes.
Wow.
And that hasn't happened among men. And so the guy who was smaller
Mhm.
beat the guy that was heavier,
Oh.
knocked him out.
Oh my goodness.
Knocked him out.
Oh,
You talking about 2 legitimate champions finally fighting, and
and the smaller guy.
the smaller guy, boxing for men, a guy who's boxing at, let's say, 130,
Mhm.
he's not far. He's probably 150 in real life, but he cuts
Oh.
weight so he can fight at 130.
Mm-hmm.
So when he's fighting at 147, he's not losing a lot. So he gets to keep his speed and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so he can be a part of the weight class. But it was a complete beatdown.
Oh, wow.
And the hoopla
Wow.
is that it should have been
Mhm.
stopped early. They was given,
was.
and both of them are champions. Neither one of them have been beaten. And the one who lost had never been knocked down.
Oh, wow.
But he got knocked down in the second round and then knocked down twice in the 7th round. And in the 9th round, he did an overhand swing, got hit with an uppercut, and the referee had to stop the fight pretty much after that. He looked bad.
Oh, my goodness.
He looked bad.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't tell you
Sad
about,
for
I
him.
didn't tell you, we got about 2 minutes left. My 28th
anniversary.
wedding anniversary.
Tell me.
So we went to this steakhouse in Walnut Creek.
Oh,
Yeah. It was nice.
what's the name of it?
I can't tell you the name. I don't know the name.
I like steakhouses.
It's a Brazilian steakhouse.
Oh, okay. So you had
It starts with a G or something like it's a unique name.
coming by the table and coming by the table with the meat and slicing it off and serving
yeah.
it like that.
Oh yeah. Now here's the thing. So I think it was sirloin was the first steak I got.
Mhm.
Medium rare. Medium well.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
Hmm.
And as long as I was staying in the steak family, my mouth was super excited.
Yeah.
But then I decided to get this one thing of it was like a pork something.
Mhm.
Parmesan pork.
Yes.
And
That
that
doesn't
taste
sound good.
that threw my taste bud all off. But I was able to measure that out because they had brown sugar. Yeah, that's it. Galeto.
Oh, yeah.
Gaucho Galeto, something like that.
Gelato.
It was, but they brought this brown sugar pineapple.
Ooh, that sounds good.
So it's hot pineapple,
Mhm.
but it's got a brown sugar base. It's got a brown sugar coat. And they slice it. Oh my God.
Oh, it sounds good.
Me
And it
and my
cleans your
wife-
palate.
Me and my wife sat there, Donna, and we just pigged out.
Well, you can't go to a place like that and not pig out.
Donna, we ate so much we had to go home and take a nap. I was like,
That's
let's
a
get a
good thing.
hotel, let's go to Sacramento, let's go do something else. After we ate, we was like, you know what? I want to go back to the house.
I love it. That's the
I
whole
gotta lay
point.
down. We came home, we lay down about 4 hours. We woke up, we were still stuffed.
That is
So
the
now
whole
kids-
point.
Now the kids are like, you guys went and ate without us. They're like, this is
Oh.
our anniversary. It's on the same
right.
day every year.
Right.
And so we took them to get something. We went to an ice creamery in Castro Valley.
Hmm.
And we got coffee, and I had apple pie a la mode. Letitia had some sundae, and the kids ate dinner there. And then we just enjoyed the night.
That sounds like a wonderful way to celebrate the anniversary. That's good.
And now we're trying to work on 29. Trying to work on 29.
Not
But
trying to.
This Friday.
Not trying to. What?
This Friday.
What?
Your brother's birthday.
Your birthday. Your birthday.
Friday. So I'm gonna need y'all to put your Cash App or your Venmo in motion. Whatever the Lord tell you to send, send it. And
But
don't be
make sure you
disobedient.
post it. Post it.
I will. I'll post it.
Okay.
I need some
Don't
fun.
don't play. Post it.
All right, Donnie, your final comment.
Good show tonight. I enjoyed the black movie part. Now I'm gonna have to go back and look at the rest of it.
I'm disappointed you got more movies than me in 21st century. I probably beat you in the 20th century, but 21st.
You need to go back to the old school, Green Pastures and Cabin in the Sky. Go back to those way back
You
when.
have been listening to Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Follow updates regarding Issues After Dark on Bitter Cup Media. Follow Bitter Cup Media on your favorite social media platform. Listen live each night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Join the conversations and please ensure your support. Donations to support this broadcast can be sent to Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle at Bitter Cup Media. And as our hosts would say, good night and God bless you.
This is Shanina Shumate from Oakland, California. You are listening to Bitter Cup Media.
Thank you for tuning in to Bitter Cup Media for your broadcast news. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Search Bitter Cup Media. Tell a friend, coworker, or family member to join you in listening to our cutting-edge radio broadcast. Remember this, even if our hearts condemn us, God is greater than our hearts, and He knows all things. Bitter Cup Media, signing off.
Clap your hands, everybody. Praise Him because you're still standing. Praise Him